All right, everyone. I'd like to welcome to the program the golf manager at the City of Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks, Laura Bauernfeind. Thanks for joining, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah, we're really looking forward to this. Your key responsibility is to supervise all operations for, our city's 13 golf courses. So can you explain to our listeners a little bit of what all that entails?
So the City of Los Angeles is kind of a unique player in the municipal golf world. We operate and maintain all of the golf courses for the City of Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks. It's actually 12 full-fledged golf courses along with a training academy. So that means when you come to play golf at one of our golf courses, every employee you encounter, from the employee that's checking you in, the range attendant that's giving you balls, the man that's checking out your cart, or the woman that's out mowing the greens, those are all LA City staff members. So it's a large operation. We have about 380 full and part-time employees engaged in operating and maintaining all of our beautiful golf courses for the benefits of the residents of the City of Los Angeles.
Yeah, certainly a pretty big undertaking. And, since you've taken over that top golf position for the City of LA, you've overseen a few major changes, beginning with eliminating resident rates and ramping up the new tee time reservation systems. How rewarding has that been so far, just knowing that you're improving the LA golf experience for so many?
It's been extremely rewarding. I started my career for the City of Los Angeles way back in 1980-something, actually as a greenskeeper. So the opportunity to kind of bookend my career by coming back to the golf division to help shepherd in some of these changes and bring in some of these improvements as outlined in our strategic plan has been extremely rewarding. Some growing pains along the way. Golfers, just like everybody else, are a little resistant to change. The reservation system that we replaced was something that had been in place for a very long time, but the new system is extremely robust and powerful and gives us an amazing opportunity to reach our golfers. It's much more nimble. It gives us the abilities to do a lot of tracking and reporting, and it's been a market improvement from the VHS that we used to be. I think that we went straight from VCR to digital media is my comparison. So it's been an exciting change. The elimination of resident fees and non-resident fees was a no-brainer. And again, that was a recommendation from our strategic plan, and that was easy to implement, and the golfers were extremely receptive. So it's been a good run. It's been a good run. We're doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, are there any changes that LA golfers could expect coming down the pipeline? I mean, we're here to maybe break some news. Don't feel obligated.
Well, COVID protocols and LA County public health protocols have really hampered a lot of things that we would like to see happening and like to see implemented for our golfers. So that's a bit of a challenge. We've rolled out some top tracer technology that we welcomed onto the driving ranges at both Rancho and Griffith, which gives the golfers the opportunity to track their shots and play some virtual golf. In fact, later this week, Top Tracer is launching virtual Torrey Pines for golfers that want to come out. So that's been an exciting thing that we've rolled out. The challenge is that you can't really play with your buddies because we're really only allowed to have one golfer per stall right now. So we're excited about the Top Tracer, but golfers really haven't been able to take full advantage. We are in the middle of...
In due time.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're also under construction at a few of our golf courses in terms of improvements at our clubhouses. We're trying to ramp up and improve the overall golfing experience by, improving the food and beverage options available to our golfers, before, during, and after their rounds, and actually trying to make our golf courses more destination for for casual dining, just for the community to try and get more non-golfers to visit our facilities too. So our clubhouse at Griffith Golf was built by WPA workers back in the 30s, and it's undergoing some major renovations to really enhance and improve the dining experience for golfers. We just reopened the cafe at Penmark. It's got a really cool outdoor kind of Venice Beach appropriate vibe, and the food is delicious, so we're excited about that. And then after the first of the year, we'll be undergoing some major renovations at the clubhouse over at Rancho. And those renovations will not only include major renovations to the dining room and some additional patios for outdoor dining with golf course views, but will also include the construction and standing up of a full-service golf shop to help meet the needs of our golfing public as well. So we're extremely excited about that. Had it not been for COVID, we'd probably be getting ready to open the clubhouses at both locations, but we've stubbed our toe here a bit. But it is indeed something for us to look forward to after the new year.
No, those are all amazing changes here in the pipeline. I'd be lying if I said I was expecting all of those things to come out of your mouth just there. So that's great for everybody to know. We got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So just stay patient with us, and I think that everybody will reap those rewards soon. So as of last year, 4 of the 7 golf course superintendents here in LA were women. That's an extraordinary ratio in a field that's, historically populated by men. For context, less than 1% of the country's superintendents and assistant supers are women. So how does that feel to be breaking down those barriers in the industry?
It is the actual epitome or peak of my professional career. I think, like I said earlier, I started as a groundskeeper and promoted my way through the department over on the maintenance side, which is predominantly male-dominated. So the opportunity for me to help lift up women and encourage them to take on non-traditional roles, and if I've been any kind of a role model for women out there who are looking for careers in golf or just looking for careers in non-traditional fields, I'm extremely proud of that. The women that work for LA City Golf are extremely dedicated and competent professional women, and they work at some of our busiest golf courses and are doing great things. They have great respect and support of their crews, and they have the respect and support of the entire department. So I'm extremely proud of that accomplishment.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we're proud of that to be in our system and here in the Southland as well. And the Los Angeles City Golf System accommodates about 850,000 rounds a year. Do you have any idea where that ranks nationally among city-run systems?
I don't know the answer to that. I know we're one of the busiest. I know the LA County system does more rounds, but they also have more golf courses than we do. So I don't know where we fit in the big mix of things. I imagine we've got to be near the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rancho Park is probably considered the flagship course of the system. Arguably, don't want to get in any trouble there. With about 90,000 rounds a year. From a maintenance perspective, in your background as a super, how on earth does the green staff accomplish their goal every day with all of that play? I've been out there where your ball lands in the fairway and the mower is basically waiting to mow that line. He has to wait for you to hit your shot and get back out there. So how hard is that for the maintenance staff to deal with all that play?
It is a delicate balancing act. Again, the city employees that take care of our golf courses are dedicated professionals. They come in very early in the morning and do their best to get the golf course set up before play, but we are obligated to do some work, in play, and sometimes that upsets golfers, but we do the best that we can. It's a balancing act. Here in the Southland, with the heat, at our golf courses. We have a lot of acreage of turf that has to get mowed, so it's a delicate act. Calvin White oversees all of our grounds operations for the department, and he does an amazing job of insisting and ensuring that course conditions are consistent throughout the department, and the golfers are greeted with the best possible conditions they can. And if that means, periodically, moving staff from golf course to golf course, well, then that's what we do. And that's kind of the benefit of having such a big system is we can, pull some staff to knock out a problem or a project by moving that staff around if need be. So it's every day it's a balancing act, but they do a great job. But it's not easy, but they take a lot of pride in providing quality course conditions for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And golf has been extremely lucky overall during this COVID crisis. Obviously golf is one of the first activities reintroduced once we started to open things back up a little bit. But, now tee times are nearly impossible to secure without waking up at 12:05 a.m. the week prior. Are there any plans to maybe stagger reservation times or just continue with this first come, first serve approach?
There's been lots of suggestions from the golfing public, and honestly, it's a really good problem for us to have. But at the end of the day, the desire to play golf, the demand for tee times just outstrips the supply. And when you factor in 10-minute intervals compared to the 8 minutes we were at prior to COVID, the inventory is actually reduced. So there is a huge pent-up demand. I know there's a lot of frustration on behalf of the golfers, but I assure you that there's no conspiracy here. There's no bot stealing tee times or brokering tee times. When you look at the tee sheet and you're watching it live, it's just absolutely amazing. And when the tee sheets open at 6:00 a.m., by 6:02 a.m., nearly every morning tee time is gobbled up across all 12 of the golf courses. It's absolutely amazing. We have toyed with some different ideas of creating some kind of priority groups, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we're going to stay the course. As LA County health protocols change, we might be able to accommodate some additional golfers. So we'll just have to see how that plays itself out. I beg everyone's indulgence and everyone's patience, but I assure you, it's the people that are getting those tee times are just are doing it completely legitimately, 9 days in advance.
Yeah, so I guess moral of the story is wake up early. Early bird gets the worm, or gets the tee time in this case, right?
Well, that's the theory. It's absolutely amazing to look at the tee sheets and see that the tee times are booked at 6:00 and 20 seconds and 6:00 and 30 seconds, and it's just it's across the board. So, like I said, it's a good problem for us to have, but I do appreciate that it's lending itself to some frustrations on behalf of the golfing public.
Yeah, certainly a good problem to have. And we ran a story in the latest Four magazine about this COVID era, tee time intervals, and basically how this pandemic is forced facilities into spreading tee times out and not allowing fivesomes and things like that. Even with those changes, it seems that revenue is through the roof, and obviously so is that customer experience. Shorter rounds for everyone, and therefore more revenue towards the afternoon tee times because people can actually finish, say their afternoon round at Rancho. Is this something that you're aware of? I mean, I'm sure you are. And should we expect these changes to stick once we're on the other side of COVID?
I think the fact that golfers are enjoying amazing pace of play at the 10-minute tee interval, we have no intentions of changing or shrinking that interval anytime soon, even should LA County health protocols allow it. I think what's keeping the golf courses busy is not just the fact that golfers feel safe golfing, but because, like you said, they know they can come in and they can get around Rancho in less than 4 hours, or any of our other facilities. So I think we can't underestimate the significance and importance that plays in the golfing experience, and I'm confident that's one of the things that's keeping the golfers coming back. So to answer your question, we have no intention of reducing that tee interval, even should we be allowed to.
Yeah, it's great to hear. And, I think just all of us in the golf industry, I think we've really banded together. And, I know that's been pushed on you guys before, and I think we're finally seeing it reap some rewards, whether it was forced or not. And in this case, it was. But either way, that's great news. And, it's just great news to hear that all these LA City courses are packed to the brim every day. And, fighting for tee times at 6 a.m. in the morning is certainly a good thing for the golf industry moving forward.
Agreed.
Terrific. And, I think there's a lot of information in there for our listeners. So thanks again for joining. And I think that does it for this session of Quarantine Chronicles. So thanks again, Laura, for joining. All the best to you, and stay safe out there.
Very well, Jonathan. Thank you.